People and organizations across the country are participating in Transgender Awareness Week, and it was created to help address issues that members of the community face. And some of those alarming challenges include anti-trans hate, violence, and discrimination at every turn. Our lead race and culture reporter, Candace Redd, is sharing one Sacramento's story.
I came out in 2019.
Lauren Polito, who lives in Sacramento, says he identifies as a trans masculine person.
After that, just tried to find community as much as I could.
A trans masculine person typically refers to someone who was assigned female at birth but identifies with masculinity.
In 2019, I got top surgery. I started testosterone. And my life changed. I finally was able to look in the mirror and identify who that was, and that's the biggest thing.
But as a transgender person, Polito says he's experienced discrimination at every turn, especially while traveling and going through TSA checkpoints.
TSA is a very interesting place, especially as a trans person. I always get checked going through TSA. I always have to get personally scanned or personally felt up. And it can be a very embarrassing and also a very intimate process that doesn't really need to happen.
The TSA announced new screening standards back in March, like enhancing technology and limiting pat-downs for transgender airline passengers. The agency says the changes, quote, advance civil rights and improve the customer experience of travelers who previously have been required to undergo additional screenings due to alarms in sensitive areas, end quote.
There have been multiple instances where my safety has been an issue.
Polito says he's faced discrimination at public restrooms too. If
people are either clocking you as not conforming to either of their understandings of gender, it's immediately a safety issue.
In California, business establishments, nonprofits, and government agencies cannot discriminate based on someone's gender identity or gender expression, including using a public restroom.
Systematically, we're not set up for success here.
The Center for American Progress says more than 3 in 5 transgender people in the U.S. faced some kind of discrimination in 2020. New research by the National LGBTQ Task Force shows Black transgender people experience the highest levels of discrimination compared to other trans groups. That results in higher rates of unemployment, homelessness, and poverty.
Right now is a particularly difficult time for the transgender community.
The nonprofit GLAD is encouraging people to recognize Transgender Awareness Week in November to protect trans rights.
We're seeing hundreds of bills introduced in legislatures across the country attempting to ban life-saving healthcare from trans children, excluding them from sports participation, essentially trying to erase and eradicate trans people from public life.
Transgender people have historically been a marginalized group.
The LGBT Community Center says Trans Awareness Week is also a time to remember victims of anti-trans hate and violence.
Every human being should have a chance to thrive and really have a great life. And I think anything that we can do to support those who are targeted for victims of violence is a really powerful act.
My story is personally more of a success story compared to a lot of the community that I have worked so hard to fight for. You rely on the hope that eventually things will get better.
And as a country, we still don't have enough data when it comes to understanding the lives and experiences of transgender people and the issues they face. And right now, the U.S. Transgender Survey is hoping to fill those gaps with research to help leaders better advocate for the transgender community. So if you are a trans or non-binary person 16 or older, you can take the survey up until December 5th. You can find it on abc10.com/tothepoint.